At the beginning of the chapter, we are told that in the year 2025, a virus called commit virus spread across the world. Because of this virus, humans started turning into zombies. It was extremely dangerous. The government immediately began working on antibodies, but they could only save 10% of the population. Due to this disaster, all the governments of the world united. To protect themselves from zombies, they quickly built a massive underground city. Inside this city, humans created a biological recycle system to survive. Life continued underground, and 150 years passed. In the present, we see a forest where a plane has crashed. The sound of the crash attracted many zombies, who gathered around the plane and tried aggressively to get inside. Inside the plane were some students. They were terrified, trembling, and saying, "We don't want to die here." One student stood up and calmed the others, telling them to stop talking and use as little oxygen as possible so they could survive until the rescue team arrived. Among these students was our main lead, Zhao Yan. His face showed no expression. He thought to himself, "It's already been an hour, and the special forces haven't arrived. Maybe the authorities won't send anyone to rescue us." From his expression, it looked like he had already accepted death. Zhao Yan sighed and looked upward, sensing the overwhelming presence of zombies outside, who were continuously trying to break in. He wondered, "Why am I feeling so regretful now? If only I hadn't lowered my ranking at the academy on purpose. If there had been an A-rank student on this craft, the rescue team would have arrived long ago. After all, the most valuable thing for rescue is talent." Suddenly, a loud noise came from outside. The students looked around nervously. Zhao Yan recognized the sound and became happy and relieved, thinking their lives would now be saved. He looked out the window and saw a bright flash. In an instant, the zombie outside the window was blown into pieces. This attack was carried out by none other than our second lead, Hein Burton. After attacking, Hein gave a serious side glance and walked away. When the commit virus first appeared, humans tried to stop it with atomic bombs. But the results were disastrous. The virus absorbed the nuclear radiation and heat, becoming even more. Mark steps back awkwardly, and our main lead looks at him with a serious face and says, "Mark, you're disgusting." Mark laughs nervously and replies, "I was just scared that these fragile students might get attacked, so I quickly used my feet." Our main lead puts his sword away, still serious, and says, "Until you clean your shoes, don't even think about entering my aircraft." Guys, even with this cold attitude, our main lead looks incredibly hot. During all this time, Zhao Yan's attention was only on him. He kept staring at him carefully. Seeing this, a female soldier walks up to Zhao Yan and says, "Kid, if you keep staring at Colonel Burton like that, I'll gouge out your eyes and feed them to the zombies." Hearing her voice, Zhao Yan is startled and thinks, "So this is Hein Burton." His expression turns dark as he watches Burton enter the aircraft. Inside the aircraft, the students laugh and chat happily, saying, "Finally, we're going back to base." One says, "The first thing I'll do is take a nice bath, then order bloody red wine." Another says, "I just want to sleep." Suddenly, a soldier enters with a big smile and says, "Hey, rookies, sorry, but we're not taking you back to base yet. We have another mission. We need to collect nuclear material from a 200-year-old nuclear power plant. The 2 technicians assigned to this task were eaten by zombies, so I need to pick 2 of you instead." The students gossip nervously, saying, "Is this a joke? That plant must be full of zombies. They'll eat us too. No matter what, I'm not going." The soldier smiles and puts his hand on one student's shoulder, saying, "Colonel White, you have to come with us. You're the only one here with an A rank." The student is shocked. Then the soldier turns to the others and asks, "Who else wants to go?" Colonel White quickly stands up to protect another student, and after Mark jumps, Zhao Yan turns his face toward Colonel Burton with a confused look. Burton walks close to him, grabs him by the waist, and says with a serious face, "If you make even the slightest noise, I'll break your neck." Being so close to him shocks Zhao Yan, who stares at him in confusion. "Guys, tell me," is stunned and thinks, "So this is Hein Burton. Now I understand why the Special Forces respect him so much. He's the most superior among them. Why do I suddenly feel that as long as I follow this man, Nothing can harm me. As he's lost in thought, suddenly a zombie charges at him. Zhao Yun feels the zombie approaching and quickly looks toward it, but he is frozen in fear, unable to move. He thinks this might be his last moment. The zombie comes very close, but before it can harm him, Colonel Burton slashes it down with his sword. Burton steps behind Zhao Yun, covering him protectively, and says, "Didn't I tell you to stay behind me?" Zhao Yun is still in shock. After killing the zombie, Burton moves forward again. Watching him, Zhao Yun thinks, "This person is truly on another level. His speed is incredible. It took him no time at all to appear in front of me." The scene shifts to the nuclear power plant. Mark tells White, "Come on, open it." White nervously checks the door and says, "This door is very old. Nowadays, everything is computerized. Without a terminal, I don't know how to open it." Hearing this, Mark gets angry. He grabs White and shouts, "What did you just say? I thought you were special, some kind of tech guy. Maybe I should have thrown you to the zombies." He moves to hit White, but Colonel Burton stops him. Mark then asks, "So what do we do now? Should we blow it up?" Burton replies, "This side of the door is made of uranium. We can't blow it open." Mark looks at Zhao Yun and smiles. "Hey, rookie, what do you think?" Burton also turns to Zhao Yun and orders, "Open the door." Zhao Yun is surprised, thinking, "They're ordering me like they already believe I can do it." He answers, "Yes, Colonel," and steps forward. Inside, he scolds himself, "He told me to open the door, and I came without thinking. What if I fail?" He examines the door and says, "This is about 200 years old, but its power is shut down." First, Burton is still watching him closely. Mark smiles and says, "If that's not the case, then we see an aircraft surrounded by many zombies trying to reach it." Then the scene shifts to a little earlier, when an accidental moment happened between Colonel Burton and Zhao Yun. Burton quickly moved away, while Zhao Yun stood there confused and shaken. Burton, with a serious tone, told Mark, "If all the uranium metal has been collected, let's return to the aircraft." Mark replied, "Yes." Burton's tone was so intense that Zhao Yun's whole body trembled. He quickly held his shaking hand with the other to steady himself. Back in the aircraft, the female soldier sat near Zhao Yun and teased him, saying, "Hey, I heard you did something none of us would dare to do." Zhao Yun was startled, rubbed his neck awkwardly, and said, "I didn't have the courage. It just happened." She smiled and said, "Oh, really? Then maybe soon I'll hear the good news that you and the boss are sleeping under the same bed sheet. Do you know? All the soldiers at the base are bored and waiting for a hot topic." Zhao Yun lowered his face and said, "Please don't talk about this." He then remembered what happened after the accidental kiss. We see Captain Burton grabbing Zhao Yun by the neck, lifting him and choking him hard. Zhao Yun tried to break free, but he was powerless. Mark shouted, "Stop! Our mission isn't complete yet. He can't die now." Burton threw Zhao Yun to the ground. Coughing badly, Zhao Yun held his throat. Before he could recover, Burton drew his sword and struck the ground right next to Zhao Yun's face. The blade was so close that Zhao Yun felt death staring at him. Burton leaned over him angrily and said, "If you fail to recover the uranium material, I'll cut you into pieces and separate your flesh from your bones." "Guys, I really didn't expect Burton to be this harsh." Zhao Yun thought seriously. She added, "But don't worry. Our body fluids also contain the X virus. It can easily be absorbed by a normal body. So even if you're badly hurt, just one French kiss would heal you completely in 30 seconds. Then you could continue again." She smiled, gave him this intense knowledge without his consent. The students panicked. "Oh no, it's a tracking missile. We're doomed. We're going to die here. What should we do? Maybe if we jump out, we'll have a better chance of survival." Hearing this, the female soldier grew irritated and shouted, "Idiots! If you jump out, the zombies will eat you immediately. Do you think the person flying this aircraft is as fragile as you? Have you forgotten this is a special task force aircraft? It's not built for research, it's built for combat." Her words calmed the students. They sat back in their seats, though the aircraft continued to shake violently. We see Zhao Yun's face, completely blank, showing no fear at all. The female soldier looked at him and said, "You should close your eyes too, or else you'll—" Zhao Yan replies, "I just want to see this moment. Colonel Burton and Mark will surely find some opportunity to deal with the tracking missile. The female soldier looks a little confused and asks, "What kind of opportunity?" We see the aircraft flying rapidly toward the mountains while the missile continues chasing it. Colonel Burton's face shows no expression, as if he already knows what he's going to do. Zhao Yan, with a serious look, explains to the soldier, "The opportunity is in timing." Burton flies the aircraft dangerously close to the mountain. Just before impact, he tilts the nose upward, sending the aircraft into the sky. The missile crashes directly into the mountain and explodes. The students cheer with relief, shouting, "We're still alive! We actually escaped a tracking missile!" As the plane stabilizes, Zhao Yan asks the female soldier, "How did Colonel Burton know something was wrong with that platform?" She smiles and replies, "When you survive thousands of encounters with death, your instincts themselves become a weapon." The aircraft then lands on the ground. The students panic, wondering, "Why are we landing here? There's no platform, no base. Is the Special Task Force starting another mission?" The female soldier looks at Zhao Yan and asks, "Guess, why do you think we landed here?" Zhao Yan answers, "The engine is damaged. Flying upward at such high speed put too much pressure on the aircraft. The power system was damaged, so we had to land immediately." She is shocked because Zhao Yan's answer is completely correct. She asks, "Are you really just a Class B trainee? How could you guess so accurately?" Mark arrives and says, "Get ready. We have to leave the aircraft. To reach Base 14, we'll need to walk for 20 hours. The students are confused. 20 hours? Really? Burton arrives and confirms, "Yes, 20 hours, not 20 minutes. Hurry up. The sun will set in an hour and zombies will be in the forest." But the students refuse, saying, "We'll stay here." Mark warns them, "If you stay, the Tootle search will find you. I think you'll have a great time with them." From now on, the female soldier is called Chang. She grabs Zhao Yan's belongings and says, "You're coming with us." Other students try to stop Zhao Yan, saying, "They might not protect you properly. You could die. If you stay here, Base 14 will rescue us." Zhao Yan explains, "The platform that transfers supplies has already been taken over by Tootle Search. Their goal is to stop the uranium in this aircraft from reaching the shelter. I believe they'll find us before Base 14 can rescue anyone." Burton draws his weapon and tells him to stay quiet. All of them prepare their weapons, ready to fight. Then they see a massive army of wolves. Burton looks at them seriously and steps forward. His aura is intense. As he walks toward the wolves, an energy forms around him, shaped like a wolf's face. The leader wolf becomes frightened and retreats. The other wolves follow. Zhao Yan watches carefully, amazed, thinking, "How did Hein Burton do that?" White shouts happily, "That was great!" But Chang quickly covers his mouth to silence him. Burton then walks close to Zhao Yan, staring at him. Zhao Yan's eyes shine as he keeps looking at Burton. He thinks, "This man got so angry over one accidental kiss. His temper could explode at any time. But I shouldn't think about that now." Suddenly, Zhao Yan is attacked. Burton quickly grabs him by the arms and pulls him close to Pros. Protect him. They lose balance and fall to the ground. Zhao Yan ends up on top of Burton. In this awkward position, Zhao Yan looks at him with a confused face. Burton's hand is on Zhao Yan's waist. Once again, they are very close. Burton stares at him seriously, his gaze so intense that Zhao Yan grows nervous. The question now is, does Colonel Burton have even the slightest soft spot for Zhao Yan? Suddenly, Burton grabs Zhao Yan's waist, rolls quickly, and ends up on top of him. The move was extremely fast. Even after switching positions, Burton keeps staring at Zhao Yan. Just then, gunfire rains down on them. But Zhao Yan doesn't even notice the attack. His wide eyes are still fixed on Burton. At that moment, he feels something for Burton. Burton, however, ignores him completely, moves aside, pulls out his gun, and says with a serious face, "Don't interfere." Zhao Yan feels hurt by his reaction. Meanwhile, the enemy aircraft continues firing at them. They dodge quickly to protect themselves. Burton signals Mark to act. Mark smiles confidently and says, "Got it." Chang rushes to Zhao Yan, grabs his hand and pulls him away to safety. But Zhao Yan struggles to match her speed. She urges him to run faster. Suddenly, Chang notices something and says, "Why aren't they using missiles? If they did, we'd take much more damage." Zhao Yan replies, "Maybe because their target is different. I think they want to stop the uranium metal from reaching the base first, then steal it." On the other side, Mark counterattacks the aircraft. He focuses on one point and fires continuously, shouting, "Die already!" But when he stops, he realizes that point hasn't taken any damage. Instead, the aircraft shifts its focus toward him. Mark panics, sweating, and runs to save himself. While escaping, he shouts to Burton, "The rotor thrust is too strong. Attacking from below won't work." Suddenly, a bullet hits him and he falls. The aircraft keeps firing at him. Chang, worried, calls out to him and rushes forward to cover him. She draws the aircraft's attention, giving Mark time to heal. Mark looks at his gun. It's completely destroyed. Frustrated, he sighs and curses himself. He tries to stand, but his legs are badly damaged, full of holes. Zhao Yan is horrified by his condition, but Chang ignores Mark's state and continues counterattacking the aircraft. Their reactions show they've faced similar situations before. Thanks to the X-virus, they can heal quickly. The virus was created for the Special Task Force, allowing them to survive extreme conditions. It boosts their strength far beyond normal humans, turning them into living weapons. Zhao Yan is still staring at Mark's injuries when he hears Burton's voice. "Stay right there. Don't move." Confused, Zhao Yan looks at Burton. Burton is rushing toward him at incredible speed. He jumps, places his foot on Zhao Yan's shoulder, and launches himself upward. The force knocks Zhao Yan down, badly injuring his shoulder. Burton lands on the aircraft's roof and targets its main point. He attacks fiercely, and soon a massive blast erupts. The aircraft is completely destroyed in one powerful strike. Zhao Yan could see the zombie's rolling eyes and its aggressive face. He was completely shocked, feeling death so close to him once again. After the zombie was killed, Colonel Burton stood right in front of Zhao Yan. The others also drew their weapons and began killing zombies one after another. Burton looked at Zhao Yan and said in his usual cold tone, "Are you not going to counterattack?" Zhao Yan thought to himself, "I know how to counterattack. If you hadn't damaged my shoulder, I could have fought too." After the fight, they noticed White was gone. He had died from the bullets during the attack. Zhao Yan sat beside him, checking his body. Chang told him, "Zhao Yan, we must leave immediately for Base 14. We still have to deliver the uranium metal. If we stay here longer, we'll be attacked again." Zhao Yan replied, "Yes, I know. I think we should leave his body here." The three of them stood in front of White's body and saluted. Then Zhao Yan picked up both his own and White's uranium baskets. But carrying both was too heavy and he struggled. Seeing this, Chang came over and took one basket from him. She said, "Let's go." Mark noticed this and teased her playfully. "Hey Chang, if you're so worried about Zhao Yan, why don't you kiss him? Once the X-virus enters his body, his injuries will heal completely." Chang didn't reply. Burton, however, was listening to everything. Suddenly, Chang called Zhao Yan, but before she could say anything, Burton stepped forward, placed his hand on her shoulder, and said, "Move ahead." After Chang left, only Zhao Yan and Burton remained. Burton walked closer to Zhao Yan, startling him. Nervously, Zhao Yan asked, What are you going to do?" Burton kept staring at him without answering. The scene cuts here. Next, we see the four of them arriving at the base. Zhao Yan stands before the superiors and explains the entire situation. One superior becomes furious after hearing they left many people behind and abandoned the aircraft just to bring uranium metal. He knew how dangerous that decision was. He shouted, "Tell me." Hearing this, the man grew angrier and moved to hit Zhao Yan. But another superior quickly stopped him, saying, "I know you're angry because of your brother's death, but don't let personal feelings cloud your judgment." The superior said, "Show us whether miracles really exist." But Zhao Yan stood there deep in thought. He worried, what if I fail? If he failed, Colonel Burton would be blamed for not doing his duty properly, and he could lose his position. Zhao Yan cared more about Burton than himself. Burton had saved his life many times. Now, just because Zhao Yan was alive, Burton's post was in danger. Thinking this, Zhao Yan slowly picked up the VCR helmet and walked toward the test machine. Many people stood around the room waiting for his performance. Among them were Mark and Chang, who tried to motivate him. Mark smiled and said, "Kid, we worked hard to save you. If you embarrass us, I'll twist your neck." Chang shouted encouragement too. But their way of motivating only made Zhao Yan more nervous. He was already stressed, and now he felt even more afraid. Zhao Yan put on the helmet. Immediately, a simulated battlefield appeared before him. Warnings flashed. "You are under attack." He thought, "I must stay focused from the start. If I lose control now, everything will end before it begins." The simulation recreated the same situation where the aircraft was attacked by a tracking missile. Zhao Yan flew at high speed, imagining himself as Colonel Burton. He maneuvered the aircraft in circles, dodging the missile once. But the missile chased again. This time, Zhao Yan tried to recreate Burton's strategy, using timing differences to avoid the missile. He flew toward the mountain. People watching outside whispered, "Is this kid trying to commit suicide? He won't survive if he gets that close." The superior grew excited, thinking, "This is exactly the moment we wanted to see." Zhao Yan's expression darkened. He replied, "No, Colonel. I only proved that what the task force can do, a normal researcher can also achieve." He walked away, dizzy from the simulation. He thought, how did Hein Burton manage all this so calmly without any expression? Calculating such speed in such little time nearly broke my mind. I feel like I'll collapse right here. His eyes began to close and he fell. But Colonel Burton appeared right in front of him. Zhao Yan stumbled into Burton's chest. Burton held him by the shoulder, supporting him. Zhao Yan whispered, "Thank you." He hadn't yet looked at Burton's face. When he raised his head to thank him again, he was shocked to see Burton standing so close. They looked into each other's eyes. Zhao Yan regained his senses and panicked, realizing how close he was. He quickly stepped back and said nervously, "Colonel Burton, you..." He avoided eye contact, trembling. Burton stepped closer, stood right in front of him and said, "Rookie, you're very lucky." And with that moment, today's chapter ends.
The chapter begins where Colonel Burton tells Seon, "Hey, Rookie, you are very lucky. The aircraft not only faced tracking missiles but also had blockers behind it." Hearing this, Seon feels upset. He looks at Burton with a gloomy face. Burton leaves, but Seon keeps thinking about the blockers. He wonders if Burton meant that he should not be too proud, since his skills are not that great. Later, Seon goes to the canteen to get food. He thinks about how many aircraft tried to defeat the blockers but failed. Burton, however, used his brain and not only stopped them, but also avoided the tracking missiles. Seon feels small compared to him. For the first time in his life, he experiences uncontrollable desires. He wonders why Burton's cold and merciless gaze affects him so much. He asks himself, will he ever look at me calmly, the way he looks at Mark and Chan? While thinking, Seon hears students talking. They say, "It's impossible. Major Raven is actually eating with Colonel Burton." Raven is the superior officer who tested Seon. Another student says, "We thought Raven hated Burton." Seon sees Raven and Burton sitting together. He sits at another table but keeps watching them. Raven asks Burton, "What is so special about this cadet that you brought him back alive?" Here, cadet refers to Seon. Burton explains, "He is like a sponge. He absorbs everything around him, learns from situations, and adapts. He is different from students who think they already know everything." Raven adds, "By the way, the aircraft Seon tested has a field value of 94. It wasn't just a test. It was like a human brain command operation, almost real. You both think alike. Your brains are similar." Burton finishes his food and leaves. As he passes by Seon, Seon avoids eye contact and quickly eats his bread. Suddenly, a red-haired person touches Seon's shoulder and says, "Hey, can I sit here?" Seon, startled, replies, "Okay, sit." The person sits in front of him and introduces himself. "My name is Maya." He leans forward, holds Seon's face and says, "Will you have time later? Can I come to your room?" Maya flirts with Seon, but Seon stays silent, still depressed. Maya continues, "Living in the basement is boring. With you, I'll have an unforgettable experience." Seon blushes. Then Maya sits back but keeps looking at him lovingly. Through earphones, Seon hears Burton's angry voice. "Maya, your report has no analytical content." Maya panics, looks around nervously, and replies, "Yes, Colonel. I'll fix it right now." He slams the table and stands up suddenly, shocking Seon. Maya laughs and says flirtatiously, "Oh, you got scared so quickly." Seon thinks, "Did I just imagine Maya as a girl? Why did I feel like he was trying to kiss me?" Maya then grabs Seon's hand and says, "Even if you know I'm a man, it doesn't matter, dear. Come with me. I promise I'll take good care of you." Seon tries to pull his hand away. After Maya leaves, Seon feels confused. He wonders, is this because of the X virus? Are my hormones making me imagine romantic fantasies? Or is Maya really interested in me? Later, Burton tells Maya, "Captain Maya, Platform 62 has just been attacked. 3 researchers are trapped and waiting for rescue." Maya salutes and shouts, "Yes, sir, I'm leaving now." It seems Maya is very afraid of Burton. Seon watches this and feels irritated. He thinks, what kind of task force is this? It should be called a pervert force. Everyone here is flirty. As Seon turns to leave, he accidentally bumps into Burton's chest. His face turns red, and he blushes. Burton looks at him seriously and says, "Come with me to the lab." Seon feels nervous. He thinks, why is he commanding me like this? I'm just a student, not in his unit. Why did he say I should go to the lab? I don't even have the qualifications. His mind races, and he imagines being close to Burton, even kissing him. He quickly shakes his head. No, this can't be happening. Maybe Maya's flirting made me think this way. Burton notices his reaction, slams the wall and comes closer. He repeats in a commanding tone, "I don't like repeating myself. Come with me now." Seon gets scared when the commander suddenly gives another command. He slowly steps back nervously. After saying this, the commander leaves, and Seon follows him. They arrive at the lab. Seon feels confused because the lab is full of weapons. It looks like a huge weapon gallery. When Seon touches one of the weapons, a window appears in front of him. As he looks at it, Colonel Burton says, "Fix this." It is another command, as if Burton already believes Seon can repair it. Burton leaves after saying this. Seon is shocked. He shouts, trying to stop Burton, but it's useless. His mind is full of questions. Why me? I'm on vacation. Why should I fix all these weapons? Aren't there other skilled technicians? Why trust a rookie like me? I'm new here, with no experience. How can he believe in me? He feels angry but calms himself down. He looks at the weapons carefully. He picks one up and imagines Colonel Hine using it against zombies. But in his imagination, the weapon fails. It touches the zombies and falls down without effect. The zombies wonder why it didn't hurt them, and Burton wonders why it didn't work. Seon panics. What if this really happens? Burton will break my neck, or maybe something worse. Then he motivates himself. If I repair these weapons properly, I can do this. Meanwhile, Colonel Regan talks to Burton. He says, "Do you know the military passed a new law? Whenever the Special Task Force gets a mission, the Central Academy must send 1 student with them." Burton asks, "So you don't care about this law?" Then he starts to leave. Regan stops him and says, "For tomorrow's mission, I've assigned a technician to you." Burton replies coldly, "Fine, but I won't be responsible for his safety." Regan smiles and asks, "What about Seon?" Burton stops and says, "He's just a cadet." Regan laughs and says, "All cadets are reserve soldiers. Your attitude of not caring about their safety is why soldiers refuse to join missions with you. But Seon is different. He's the first person you saved. Then you saved him again and again. I think you can't bear to see him die. I truly appreciate this kid. Remember, you must bring him back alive." Burton listens but leaves without responding. Later, we see Seon exhausted. He stretches and says, "Finally, I finished all the repairs." He sits on a chair to rest. Suddenly, he remembers something. He quickly gets up and says, "Oh, I just remembered. Base 2 has a library database." He puts on VCR glasses and checks the database. He searches for a book called History of Marine Evolution. When he finds it, he feels very happy. He recalls his childhood. He remembers sitting with his father and asking, "Dad, what do marine biologists do?" His father explained, "They are scientists who study the sea." Young Seon was excited. "Wow, Daddy, that's amazing." His father said studying the ocean is useless now that humans live in the city. But little Seon hugged his father and said, "No, I love hearing about ocean creatures." Suddenly, Seon's vision becomes blurry. He imagines himself swimming in the ocean, calling out, "Dad, where are you?" He starts to drown. Then 2 strong hands grab him. It's Colonel Burton. Burton holds him tightly by the waist and pulls him out of the water. He lifts Seon's face and looks at him lovingly. Seon, confused, asks, "Colonel Burton, why are you here?" Before he can finish, Burton suddenly kisses him. Seon is shocked. Burton kisses him forcefully, holding him like a baby in his arms. They look into each other's eyes. Burton touches him, and Seon regains his senses. He quickly pushes Burton away. The moment feels very awkward. They just stare at each other. Seon wonders, why? Why is this happening? The chapter begins with Seon taking a shower. While showering, he thinks, what is happening to me? Why did I dream about Han Burton? Oh God, if Burton finds out, he will break all my bones. He blushes, touches his lips, and remembers the dream kiss. It felt so intense, almost real. He wonders, did this happen because our lips accidentally touched that day? Is that why I'm having these fantasies? Even after finishing his shower and getting dressed, he keeps thinking about Burton. He admits Burton's face is the most perfect he has ever seen, but insists Burton is not someone he should fantasize about. He wishes to go somewhere far away. No zombies, no Burton. Just then, Mark arrives, smiling brightly. He wishes Seon good morning. Seon replies nervously, good morning. Mark is unusually happy. We know Mark loves thrilling fights, so missions excite him. Seon asks why he is here. Mark, excited, tells him to pack his things and join a mission. Seon is shocked. Mission? But I'm on vacation, Mark explains. Your vacation is canceled. Today's mission is to eliminate a dangerous organization outside the base and rescue hostages. He adds, the danger level is A. Seon panics. Level A? That means my life will be at risk every moment. Mark smiles and says, you're carrying a bag. Inside it is a bomb. Seon screams and quickly covers the bag, afraid it might explode. Next, we see the aircraft. Inside, Maya and Chan are sitting together. Maya complains, boss keeps scolding me. Is it because my long hair is too beautiful? Maybe he's jealous. He loves his long hair and believes everyone else does too. Chan replies seriously, no, it's not because of your hair. Mark and Seon enter. Mark greets them. Maya ignores Chan and focuses only on Seon, flirting with him. He winks and says, darling, did you miss me? Seon feels irritated and thinks, why am I stuck with this guy? The team begins cleaning their weapons. Seon realizes this mission involves a full team. It must be very difficult. Suddenly, Colonel Burton arrives. Seon didn't notice his presence until Burton was right beside him. Seeing Burton reminds Seon of the dream kiss, and he blushes. Burton glances at him from the side, but Seon avoids eye contact. Terrified Burton might discover his dream. Burton orders everyone to move out. The team follows him. While walking, Mark points at Seon and asks, hey boss, is this guy coming with us on the aircraft too? Seon silently prays, please don't take me there. That city is 200 years old, heavily populated, and the virus first spread there. Half the zombie population still lives there. Burton answers firmly, of course he's coming with us. Mark lowers his head, thinking, I'm going to die. Definitely. Seon nervously asks, why are you taking me along? Mark squeezes his shoulder and says, because you're the only one. Seon coughs and protests. What do you mean I'm the only one? I'm just a cadet, a reserve technician soldier. Taking me will only be a burden. Mark replies, last time all your teammates died. You were the only survivor. Other technicians think we'll abandon them in battle, and Burton already said he won't trust anyone outside his team. So we had no choice but to pick you. Besides, you opened the door and locked the uranium device last time. I believe you can handle planting bombs too. Seon, shocked, asks, what? I have to plant bombs? Later, inside the aircraft, Seon suggests, instead of planting bombs, why don't we just attack them with missiles? Chan explains, we can't. They have hostages. We must rescue them first. Seon thinks, so after rescuing hostages, we'll launch missiles. Their operational plans are so obvious. The story continues as the team arrives in the 200-year-old city to complete their mission. When the aircraft door opens, Maya grabs a rope and jumps down quickly. The others follow in the same way. Seon, however, feels pain in his shoulder when landing. He holds his shoulder and sits down in discomfort, struggling to steady himself. Mark laughs at his condition and says, it wasn't that bad. At least you didn't make any noise. That's good. Seon then notices a huge statue and says, this is the Statue of Liberty. We are in Manhattan City. Once, This city used to be very peaceful. Chan arrives behind them, looking through binoculars. She observes zombies wandering calmly around the city in large numbers. She explains, "Now I understand why the Detail organization built their base here. They use zombies as protection." Sayan asks nervously, "If that's true, how will we reach our destination?" Chan attaches her weapon rope to a building and says, "Take care of your little heart." Then she waves goodbye and climbs up the building using the rope. The others follow her, leaving Sayan behind. Feeling ignored, Sayan looks upset. Maya approaches him and asks, "Darling, are you okay?" He smiles and tries to get closer, but Sayan quickly steps back, thinking, "I was fine until you came near me." Maya tries to hold Sayan, wanting him to come along, but before he can, Colonel Burton suddenly steps forward and grabs Sayan by the waist. Maya is startled. Burton, now very close to Sayan, warns him, "If you panic or make noise, I'll knock you unconscious." Sayan freezes completely. His body stiffens, and he listens to Burton's voice with wide eyes. Burton then carries him away, leaving Maya frustrated. Maya mutters, "It should have been my turn. First he went with Mark, now with me he should have gone." The scene shifts to Burton carrying Sayan seriously. Sayan keeps staring at him, thinking, "He lifted me with one hand as if my weight is nothing." Suddenly, the building part where Burton attached his rope breaks and falls. Sayan panics, thinking they will fall too. He quickly hugs Burton tightly and closes his eyes, hoping it will calm him. Burton looks at him gently. Then, using his strength, Burton jumps onto a window ledge and leaps up to the top of the building in one move. Once there, he says, "Let's go." Sayan, still hugging him with closed eyes, realizes what happened and quickly lets go, embarrassed. From the rooftop, Chan points to zombies below in the street. She says, "We need to reach the smaller building across the street. We can't cross from the rooftops, we must go through the street." Mark worries. "If we walk through the street, it will be noisy. If we slide down with ropes, the height is only 3 meters above the ground. The zombies will still be close." Burton decides, "We'll slide down with ropes." Everyone agrees. They connect ropes between the buildings. Sayan watches, confused about what they're doing. Burton then grabs Sayan by the waist again, holding him close. Sayan feels excited but hides his emotions. Just like Burton shows no expression. Burton slides down the rope with Sayan. Zombies in the street look up at them. One zombie climbs onto a car, trying to grab them. It almost succeeds. Burton commands, "Get rid of it!" Sayan quickly understands and kicks the zombie hard. The zombie falls off the car and rolls to the ground. Burton looks at Sayan with approval. He is impressed that Sayan defended himself well. The team reaches the next building. Sayan uses a terminal to open the door. He notices something unusual and tells Burton, "This door is already disconnected from the alarm system. Even if someone forced their way in, the alarm wouldn't go off." Burton, realizing it's a trap, draws his weapon and tells Sayan to open the door. He prepares for whatever danger lies ahead. The door slowly begins to open. As soon as it opens slightly, a huge number of zombies rush out. They look terrifying, with blood marks all over their bodies from tearing each other apart. They crawl over one another, forcing their way out of the door, as if they had been waiting for the team to arrive. Seeing this, Colonel Burton quickly pulls Sayan behind him to protect him. He starts fighting the zombies with his sword at incredible speed. The rest of the team also draws their swords and begins attacking. Mark, excited, laughs and says, "It looks like the Didal Search Organization knew we were coming. That's why they left us such a big gift." Suddenly, 2 zombies sneak up behind Sayan. He notices them and panics. Burton also sees the danger. He grabs Sayan by the shoulder, leaps forward, and kills the zombies in one strike. Sayan feels relieved and grateful. Burton has saved his life once again. For a moment, they look into each other's eyes before Burton turns away to continue fighting. But even while fighting, Burton keeps glancing at Sayan from the corner of his eye. Sayan checks his shoulder, remembering his previous injury. This time it feels fine. He sighs with relief. Thank goodness. No serious damage. When he looks back at Burton, their eyes meet again. Burton suddenly pulls Sayan close, covering his face with one hand to shield him, while using his sword with the other hand to kill zombies around them. Burton holds him tightly, making sure not a single drop of zombie blood touches Sayan. Sayan thinks, "Why is Burton protecting me like this? I feel like an outsider here, just watching the Special Task Force's incredible skills." Soon all the zombies are defeated, but Burton is still holding Sayan, almost as if he doesn't want to let go. Finally, he steps back and says to Chan, Let's go inside. The team points their guns at the second door and moves forward carefully. As they advance, they hear someone crying in pain. Chan tells them to stop, but the sound continues. They follow the voice and find someone trapped in the center of the room. It's a man tied with ropes inside a large cage. His mouth is covered with cloth so he can't shout. The team approaches cautiously, guns ready. Seon sees the man's face and runs forward, shouting, "Professor Manson!" The professor looks at him with a helpless expression, as if begging for help. Seon feels terrible seeing him like this. He asks, "You're one of the great scientists researching the virus, with such a high rank at the academy. Why are you here?" Mark interrupts. "First, let's get Professor Manson out of this cage." Seon protests. "Hey, this isn't my specialty." Before he can finish, Burton slashes the cage open with one powerful strike. Mark proudly says, "Wow, our boss really is the strongest." The cage opens. Seon rushes to untie the professor and asks, "Professor, are you okay?" But suddenly the professor grabs Seon by the collar and pulls him close. The team is shocked. Burton clenches his fist in anger. The professor grips Seon's neck tightly and warns everyone to stay back. Seon is stunned. Is this really Professor Manson? Burton's expression hardens. His killer eyes focus on the professor. Seon tries to pull out his gun, but the professor snatches it away and throws it aside. He presses harder on Seon's neck and shouts, "Tech surgeon, don't even try to move!" He pushes the gun further away with his foot. Burton confronts him. "Professor Manson, you've joined the Daitel search organization." The rest of the team quickly prepares for battle, drawing their weapons. Mark curses, "Damn it. In my whole life, my own people never betrayed me." The professor laughs and says, "Burton, I know exactly what you can do. Don't follow me, or I'll break this boy's neck." Now the question is, will Colonel Burton be able to protect Seon once again? He has saved him many times before. Can he save him now without a single scar? The chapter begins where Professor Manson is holding Seon tightly by the neck. He warns, "Don't come closer, or I'll break his neck." He squeezes harder, causing Seon pain. Mark, furious, tries to attack the professor, but Colonel Burton stops him with a raised hand. The professor twists Seon's arm painfully and laughs. "Stay back. Next time I'll break his arm completely. If a body part is destroyed, the X virus can't heal it." Seon, trembling, asks, "Why are you doing this?" But the professor ignores him and speaks only to Burton. "We always keep something valuable with us. Charles never had anything that satisfied me." Using Seon as a shield, the professor reaches the door. Then he pushes Seon away and runs. Mark and Maya chase after him. Seon collapses to the ground in pain. Burton rushes to help him stand. But Seon is lost in thought, not even looking at Burton. Burton gently locks his fingers with Seon's and asks, "What are you thinking?" Seon is shocked to hear Burton's soft voice. He looks up, surprised that Burton could treat him so kindly. He tries to pull his hand away, but Burton holds it firmly, then checks his injuries carefully. "Are you hurt anywhere else?" Seon replies, "No." Meanwhile, Professor locks the room door before Mark and Maya can return. Mark bangs on the door angrily. "Damn it! It's locked!" He turns to Seon. "Can you open it?" Burton lets go of Seon's hand. Seon shakes his head. "No, Maya took all my equipment." He apologizes. "I'm sorry, this is all my fault." Suddenly, Maya senses something. She tells everyone to be quiet and listens carefully. It's the sound of water. At once, water begins flooding into the room from the ceiling. Mark shouts angrily, "Damn it! Are they trying to drown us?" The situation becomes very serious. Water keeps rising, and the team cannot open the door. Maya tries to lighten the mood and says to Seon, "Looks like drowning us was a clever plan." Seon doesn't understand what Maya means. Before Maya can continue, Burton suddenly stops him firmly. Maya, startled, asks, "Boss, why did you do that?" Burton replies calmly, "You were making too much noise." The others realize Burton wasn't just annoyed. He was reacting because Maya kept talking about Seon. Seon, however, is still confused about Burton's behavior. Maya then asks Burton, "Boss, what should we do now?" Burton explains, "This base is built with high-density titanium. We can't cut through the walls." Even while speaking, Burton keeps glancing at Seon. Seon clenches his fists in frustration. The team searches for a way out. Mark curses the professor. "That man trapped us here on purpose." Maya asks Seon, "How fast is the water rising? How long until the room fills?" Seon replies, "About 1 hour." Mark panics. Only 1 hour. We must hurry. Seon thinks hard. Suddenly he remembers something. Excited, he sits on the floor and searches in the water. Mark asks, Seon, what are you looking for? Seon replies, my gun. It must be here somewhere. Mark helps him up and says, the gun isn't strong enough to break the wall. But Seon insists, this gun has an energy converter and a detection device. Maybe I can use it to open the door. Without hesitation, he dives into the water, thinking, I must find it. It's our only hope. He searches desperately. Burton also dives in after him. Colonel Burton pulls Seon close and lifts him out of the water. Seon, trembling, hugs Burton back while brushing his wet hair aside. He looks at Burton, who shows him the gun. Seeing the gun, Seon becomes very happy. He says, finally, I found it. Burton asks, and now, what will you do with it? Seon points to the red and green lights above the door. I just need to reach there. Burton signals Mark. Mark, excited, replies, yes, Colonel. He lifts Seon onto his shoulder so he can work. Seon carefully attaches the gun's converter to the door. Meanwhile, the water level rises quickly. They are almost drowning. At last, Seon activates the gun. In one strike, the door opens. Water rushes out with great force. Mark loses balance, and Seon falls. Burton immediately catches him in his arms and commands, call the aircraft to the rooftop for extraction. He carries Seon on his shoulder as they move out. The rest of the team follows quickly. On the aircraft, Seon sits shivering from the cold water. Burton orders the captain to adjust the temperature. Everyone notices how much Burton cares for him. Seon is surprised by this kindness. Mark reports, we've located Professor Manson's aircraft. Burton, angry, replies, launch missiles at it. Anyone who hurts Seon will not be spared. But Mark says, maybe we don't need to. Look, he's already in trouble. They see Professor Manson running on the ground, chased by zombies. He looks terrified and cannot defend himself. Burton orders a soldier, form a team, go down and preserve his brain. We'll need it for investigation. The soldier salutes and leaves. Seon watches from the aircraft door. He says, these are level A zombies. The professor didn't realize he could die before even reaching his aircraft. He deserves this. Even with the X virus, he can't survive against them. Mark asks Seon, hey, wasn't he your professor? Don't you want to say goodbye? Seon replies seriously, no need. I already said goodbye to him in the basement. He walks away sadly. Burton notices Seon's expression. He worries for him but shows nothing on his face. Seon thinks, he used to be such a great professor. What happened that made him choose this path? Burton approaches and says, if we can preserve his brain, we'll find answers during investigation. Seon nods slowly. Yes, maybe you're right. His brain must hold many secrets. Suddenly, the aircraft shakes violently. Burton steadies himself and quickly pulls Seon close to protect him. They realize the aircraft has been attacked by missiles. One wing is badly damaged. Burton activates the headset and asks his team, what's happening? The reply comes, 3 aircraft are attacking us at once. We don't know where they belong. Our right engine is completely destroyed. Burton carefully seats Seon and tells Mark and Chan, take care of him. They agree. Burton then instructs the pilot, full speed, get us out of this area immediately. Seon watches him, realizing Burton has shifted into full combat mode. The chapter starts where their aircraft has just been attacked. Missiles continue to strike, shaking the craft violently. Seon closes his eyes, thinking the aircraft will be destroyed. After a moment, he slowly opens them and realizes he is still alive. The aircraft speeds forward, chased by 3 enemy crafts firing missiles. Mark shouts angrily, damn it! This time they won't let us escape! Maya quickly understands the situation. She locks Seon inside a safety chamber and warns, don't open this chamber until we tell you. Stay inside. She shuts the communication system, leaving Seon completely alone. Inside, Seon thinks, last time we dodged 1 missile from a single craft, but now 3 aircraft are attacking together. Can Colonel Burton survive this? Warning signals flash inside the chamber. Seon worries, what if the chamber fails and I don't realize it? What if only this aircraft escapes and they never find me? He sighs and thinks, if I survive this, I'll never leave charcoal again. I'll become a Class A researcher, stay in the safe lab, and spend my free time enjoying strong coffee. He imagines himself sitting in the lab, sipping coffee. Suddenly, he dreams of Colonel Han Burton. In the dream, Burton hugs him tightly from behind turning his face gently toward him. Just then, Seon hears his name being called. Someone tells him to open the safety hatch. He is shocked. Is that Burton's voice? Has he come to save me? He quickly opens the hatch. Burton is right there, reaching out his hand. Seon grabs it and Burton pulls him out. But zombies rush toward them, drawn by the noise. Burton pushes Seon aside to protect him and immediately attacks the zombies. Seon falls hard, injuring his palm. Burton doesn't notice. He throws a weapon toward Seon and says, "Protect yourself!" Then he fights the level A zombies. These zombies are extremely dangerous, stronger even than infected humans. But Burton leaps skillfully, dodges their attacks, and slashes their heads with his twin swords. One by one, he defeats them all. After the fight, Burton puts away his weapons and says, "Get up. We need to return." Seon struggles to stand, leaning against a tree. Burton contacts his team. "I've found Seon. Meet me at the usual place." Seon feels relieved. At least someone survived. But when he tries to walk, pain shoots through his leg. He realizes his bone may be broken. He worries. Am I just a burden now? Will Burton leave me here? He tries to walk but collapses again. Frustrated, he lies on the grass. Damn, I'm so unlucky. Maybe it's better to let things end. Everyone dies someday. Burton notices and asks, "How long will you keep lying there?" Seon closes his eyes and replies weakly, "I can't stand. Why don't you finish your mission first? Collect Professor Manson's brain and end me with one strike. I want eternal sleep. Let me stay here forever." As soon as he says this, he realizes what he has just told Burton. He panics inside. How could I say that to him? Maybe he'll really get rid of me now. But Burton walks closer. Seon is startled, thinking Burton might carry out his words. Yet Burton never would. Instead, Burton sits beside him, looks at him carefully, and gently touches his face. Burton suddenly plucks some grass and puts it in his mouth. Seon looks confused, not understanding what Burton is doing. Then Burton opens Seon's mouth and places the same grass inside. He is trying to heal Seon using his saliva mixed with the X virus. As soon as Seon's body absorbs the virus, sudden changes begin. The virus reacts with his DNA and starts healing him. The pain makes Seon clench his fists tightly, but within seconds his injuries are gone. Seon quickly sits up, shocked to see his body completely healed. The swelling in his leg is gone, the scars on his hand have vanished. He touches his lips, blushing, and thinks, I can still feel the freshness of the grass in Burton's breath. Does this count as an indirect kiss? Burton notices him lost in thought and says coldly, "Hurry up, or die here." Seon feels hurt by his words. Burton comes closer and lifts Seon onto his shoulder. Seon protests, "Colonel Burton, I can walk myself." But Burton ignores him. "Keep quiet." He carries him anyway. They reach a secret meeting place, a small cave with tiny rooms inside. Burton opens a door and tells Seon to enter. The room is cold, and Seon begins shivering. Burton takes out some food and tosses it to Seon. "Don't waste it." Seon catches it quickly. They sit together and eat. Seon eats nervously, his face pale. Burton notices and checks his forehead. "You've got a fever," he says. He lifts Seon gently and places him on the bed to rest. Seon lies down, exhausted. He thinks, today was terrible. First we nearly drowned, then missiles attacked us, and then zombies chased us. His eyes begin to close. Through blurred vision, he sees Burton nearby, doing something. He thinks, whatever it is, I just want to sleep now. When he wakes, Burton is still sitting beside him. Seon is surprised. I never expected Burton to care for me like this. Burton checks his forehead again. Your fever is gone. Seon realizes Burton never left his side, never showed impatience. Maybe he isn't as scary as I thought, he thinks. Burton lies down beside him, gently touches his face, and softly says, the fever is gone. Then slowly, he brushes his thumb across Seon's lips and leans in to kiss him. The kiss becomes very intense. Burton presses Seon down, holding both his hands tightly so he cannot move. Seon opens his eyes and sees only Burton's golden hair. He cannot understand what is happening, and soon he faints. When he regains consciousness, he wakes up sweating and quickly sits up. Burton sits nearby with folded arms, acting as if nothing happened. Seon clutches his chest, breathing heavily, thinking, oh my God, what just happened to me? How could I feel something so strange? Burton looks at him and asks, "What's wrong?" Seon panics and blurts out, I need to go." Realizing what he said, he feels embarrassed and ashamed. He worries, "I just told Burton I need the restroom, but there's no restroom in this tunnel. Burton is so strict about cleanliness, he might throw me out." Burton hands him a bottle and warns, "If even one drop spills, I'll cut off that part of your body." Seon freezes in shock. Later, Seon stands nervously with the bottle thinking, "The opening is too small. I must not spill a single drop." Suddenly there's a knock at the door. Burton opens it. Maya is outside, smiling. "Oh my God, finally we made it." Meanwhile, Seon quickly finishes and closes the bottle carefully. Maya rushes forward and hugs him tightly, but Seon focuses only on protecting the bottle, keeping it safe. Maya says, "Oh my dear Seon, I'm so happy to see you alive. I was worried you'd suffocate in the safety pod." Seon admits he was also scared at that time. Maya explains, "We faced many zombies on the way, and even 2 killers from the Daitel organization. Of course, I dealt with them." Then Maya notices the bottle. "Is this water?" he asks, snatching it and drinking. Seon shouts, trying to stop him. Maya frowns. "Why does this water smell so strong? Why does it taste strange?" Burton replies from behind, "That's uranium." Maya freezes in shock. Mark and Chan, standing nearby, turn away, covering their mouths to hide their laughter. Embarrassed, Maya closes the bottle and smiles at Seon. "Dear, I know you missed me. Your way of expressing love is unique." Seon avoids him, embarrassed, and mutters, "There was no restroom in this tunnel." Later, the team sits around a table, planning their return to Charcoal City. Chan says, "To do that, we'll need an aircraft. The closest one is at Platform 47. Burton replies, "It will take about 6 hours to reach there. Pack everything and get ready." Mark quickly agrees and starts packing. Chan asks, "Boss, that time is fine for the special force, but what about Seon? He's too slow." Burton orders, "Mark, you'll carry him." Mark grins creepily and reaches towards Seon. Seon shouts, "Don't carry me like that. I'll die on the way." Mark laughs and asks Chan to explain why Seon is so slow. Chan puts her hand on Seon's shoulder and says, "I forgot to thank you. The weapons you repaired last time worked perfectly, even better than before." The team moves through the forest carefully. Burton warns, "Don't cross open areas at full speed. Stay hidden." Suddenly, zombies attack. They rush forward quickly. Burton draws his sword and fights them at full speed. The others follow, battling behind him. In the chaos, they don't realize they've entered an open area. From above, Detail Organization aircraft spot them. The team panics. They had just survived a huge attack, and now Detail is still chasing them. The enemy launches missiles. Burton shouts, "Spread out! Protect yourselves!" The Detail Organization is after the professor's brain, which the team carries in a container. They don't want anyone else to discover their secrets, so they are determined to kill the team. Chapter begins with the Daitel Search Organization launching a missile attack. Colonel Burton orders everyone, "Run into the forest and scatter." The team sprints, dodging explosions. 10 elite killers are dropped from aircraft to hunt them. Maya warns, "These are high-level assassins." Burton, unfazed, tells Maya, "Take Mark, Jan, and Seon. Get out." Mark lifts Seon and runs, while Seon worries. Burton is facing 10 killers alone. "Is that right?" Maya replies firmly, "No one in this world can kill Han Burton." As they flee, killers attack. Mark blocks one strike, while Maya is shot and falls. He recovers quickly, counterattacking with the repaired blade Seon had fixed. He wounds a killer, leaving a scar. The killer arrogantly signals that he will kill them soon. Maya insists, "Stay here. I'll handle this. Get Seon to the destination." He carries Seon away, secretly happy. "Finally, I'm the one taking you far from here." From a mountain, they watch the burning platform. Seon doubts, "Even if we find an aircraft, will it work?" Maya replies, "My mission is to find the control system. If it still functions, we can contact Base 2 for rescue." He adds seriously, "Colonel ordered me to take you, even if you're a corpse. I'll protect you." Seon, nervous but resigned, agrees. "Fine. If I stay, zombies or killers will kill me anyway." Inside the platform, the scene is grim. Corpses everywhere. Seon is horrified. Maya says, The military probably took the aircraft. Let's head to the control center. Suddenly, a killer slashes Maya's neck. He bleeds heavily but heals quickly thanks to the X virus. That was close, he mutters. But if they cut off our heads, we won't heal. Maya fights, telling Seon, go to the control room. Check the terminal. Seon protests. Do you think I'm useless? I can handle this. But Maya insists. Promise me 2 things. Inform base of our situation, and don't open the control room door until rescue arrives. Seon agrees and runs. Maya battles fiercely while Seon races through corridors, chased by zombies. He barely escapes into the control room, slamming the door shut. One zombie gets stuck halfway, but Seon kills it with a sword strike. Shaken, he steadies himself. No time to waste. At the terminal, he contacts Base 2. This is Seon from Central Science Institute. Our aircraft crashed. We need rescue. Base 2 replies, stay calm. A rescue force is already on its way. They'll arrive in an hour. Outside, Maya is badly wounded, sitting against a wall. A killer approaches slowly. I'll send you to your instructor. Maya accepts his fate with a bitter smile. The killer raises his weapon. But just then, Seon bursts out of the control room, gun aimed, shouting for Maya. The chapter begins right after Seon bursts out of the control room to save Maya. He points his gun at the killer, nervous but determined. His first shots miss, and the killer smirks creepily, deflecting bullets with his weapon. Maya shouts, I told you not to come out! But Seon keeps firing, trying to stay calm. Finally, one bullet locks onto its target, striking the killer's forehead. The assassin falls. Seon sighs in relief, then shoots again to finish him off. The killer is dead. Seon rushes to Maya. Are you okay? Maya, wounded but alive, nods. He notices Seon's gun. That's a master gun. Only commanders carry those. Where did you get it? Seon replies. Chan gave it to me. Maya smiles. Ah, the boss. I never thought he'd give you his gun. Seon helps Maya inside the control center, bandaging his arm. Maya jokes. Can you be mine? Seon retorts. Better you had died. He finishes the bandage carefully. Maya reflects. I have less than 3 years left. Maybe this injury will keep me off the front lines. Seon feels sad, knowing the X virus grants power, but shortens life. Maya lightens the mood. How do you like my hair? Seon touches it gently. Beautiful. When I first saw you in the cafeteria, I was drawn to your hair. Suddenly, there's a knock at the door. Maya says, It's the boss. Open it. Seon opens the door. Burton, Mark, and Chan enter. Maya, missing an arm, flashes a victory sign. I'm still alive, Mark exclaims. I didn't think you'd survive those killers. I admire you. Chan adds coldly. Unfortunately, you didn't die. If you had, our squad's combat ability would have been affected. Maya laughs. I didn't know I was so important. He points at Seon. He protected me. Without him, I'd be dead. Everyone looks at Seon, who blushes. No, Maya protected me. Burton calls Seon over. Awkward. Seon rubs his neck. Burton gently pulls him close, hugs him and says, You did well. Thank you. Seon, shocked, feels the presence of the X virus, but also warmth. He hugs Burton back. Soon, rescue aircraft arrive. A woman descends by rope. Colonel Sharon Michelle, one of the Special Forces' 3 golds. She praises Maya. You killed the ones who murdered your instructor. Maya pinches Seon's cheek. I did it with him. Seon looks irritated. Sharon smiles. Well done, Tech Sergeant. Burton then lifts Seon himself, carrying him up the rope to the aircraft. Seon panics when he looks down, but Burton secures him in a seatbelt. Seon wonders, why did Burton personally bring me here? Does he finally recognize me? Maya teases him. Daydreaming already? Seon blushes. Maya reassures. These aircraft aren't just Burton's. Sharon works for Colonel Jen Valance too. Seon is surprised. Jen Valance? Maya replies. You don't know him? Then you probably didn't know Burton either. Seon insists. Of course I knew Burton's name, but he realizes Burton doesn't care what others think of him. Chan confirms. The mission is complete. Exhausted. Seon says. Finally, I can sleep. He dozes off deeply. Chan tries to wake him later, but Burton stops her. Let him sleep. At Base 2, everyone celebrates. Maya is promoted, given a prosthetic arm, and jokes. First thing I'll do is take care of my hair. Everyone laughs. Sayon congratulates him. Maya pulls him close. Brother, everyone takes care of each other here. Will you do something for me? Sayon asks, what do you want? Steak or wine? Maya smiles. No, something more important. Comb my hair. Sayon agrees, gently combing his hair. Maya says, hearing you call me brother feels strange. Do you already miss me calling you dear? I can't roll on the bed with you anymore. Sayon asks, why not? Maya replies seriously, I have principles. I don't roll on the bed with commanders or with friends. Sayon ties his hair and asks, so am I a commander or a friend? Mark into. The chapter opens with Sayon stumbling, clearly drunk, his face flushed red. Suddenly, someone grabs his arm to steady him. It's Colonel Burton. Burton supports him, helping him vomit and regain a little composure. As Sayon wipes his mouth and looks up, he's startled to see Burton gazing at him gently. Burton pushes him against the wall, standing close. Sayon panics, thinking, did I dirty him by accident? Will he punish me? Instead, Burton touches his face tenderly and kisses him. He holds Sayon tightly, locking his legs with his own, continuing the kiss until Sayon's eyes close. When Sayon regains a bit of awareness, Burton's voice tells him softly, now you should rest. Confused, Sayon wonders, why do I keep having these illusions of Burton? Is it because we exchanged saliva? Did he inject me with the X virus? He feels overwhelmed, questioning why Burton treats him as special. Burton's device rings. He answers a soldier's call. Colonel, the interrogation results of Professor Manson's brain are ready. We're sending the files. Sayon thinks sadly about Manson's betrayal. Why did he deceive us? What did Deitel's search offer him? Burton reviews the files. They used immortality as bait. They funded an underground facility. If we had all died, their test would have succeeded. Sayon protests. Immortality doesn't exist. Burton replies, do you think it's impossible? Then warns, everything about Manson is classified. Don't speak of it. Sayon asks, if it's classified, why tell me? Burton answers, because you waste time on useless thoughts. I want you to think about meaningful things. Later, Sayon meets a friend who angrily shouts, idiot, you're still alive? Sayon laughs. Sorry, yes. His friend says, I heard you went to rescue Professor Manson, but he died. Even Burton couldn't save him. What happened? Sayon explains. We faced countless zombies. His friend refuses to believe. If they were just zombies, Burton would have saved him. Why did he only bring back Manson's head? Frustrated, his friend declares, I want to join the investigation team, see what's inside their minds. Sayon laughs. There were killers too, not just zombies. His friend grows worried. You faced Deitel's search assassins? Are you okay? Sayon smiles. Not only okay, I blew one's head off with my short gun. His friend shakes his head, unconvinced. Sayon reflects. If I hadn't seen it myself, I wouldn't believe it either. Strange things keep happening to me. He recalls Burton kissing him, injecting the X virus. His friend interrupts. Are you listening? If you absorbed the virus accidentally, did you kiss someone? Sleep with someone? Are you dating a special force female? He warns. The X virus makes people addicted. Normal humans can't handle it if a special force member loses control. Sayon insists. Don't worry, I'm not at that stage. But inside, he's anxious. He asks, if I kiss someone and absorb saliva, will I fantasize about them? He touches his lips, thinking of Burton. His friend explains, if you fantasize when he's near, it means he wants the same. The virus increases hormone secretion, spreading into the air. That's why you feel these strange fantasies. Sayon asks, what if he's not near? His friend replies, then it means you want him, or he's controlling your mind. Stop this, or one day you'll die, and I'll have to perform your autopsy. Sayon smiles nervously. That day will never come. But inside, he's terrified. He wonders, why do I want a relationship with Burton? Shouldn't I think of someone like Lily instead? Suddenly Burton appears again, turning Sayon's chair to face him. Burton leans close, kisses him, and caresses him. Sayon doesn't resist this time. Burton whispers, you're good at thinking, but not everything needs thought. Sayon's eyes close again. His friend calls out, worried. Sayon, what's wrong? I thought you had a stroke. Sayon snaps back to reality, shaken. No, nothing. I was just thinking. But inside, he wonders, why do Burton's illusions keep coming back? Is it me, or is he truly affecting me? His friend asks, were you thinking about Professor Manson? Seon replies, no. Do you believe in eternal life? Kathy answers, impossible. Even the universe has a lifespan. Seon smiles. You're a genius. Kathy scolds. If you put half the energy you waste on dating and movies into research, you'd be smarter than me. Seon sees Lily and her friends sitting by the pool, chatting. He feels embarrassed but thinks this is the best chance to approach Lily. Just as he plans to move closer, Colonel Burton swims quickly toward him. Seon wonders if he should casually swim near Lily, but before he decides, Burton passes by him in the water. The sudden movement makes Seon lose balance and sink. Burton dives down, grabs him, and pulls him up firmly. Seon is startled by the sudden action, closing his eyes tightly. When he opens them, Burton is staring at him with intensity. Burton then lifts Seon back to the surface. Seon breathes heavily, trying to free himself, but Burton holds his hand. After Burton lets go, Seon cleans his face and thinks nervously, why is Burton here again? Is this another nightmare? Burton brushes his wet hair aside, looking cool and handsome. Even Lily and her friend notice him. Seon says awkwardly, this time you bumped into me, not the other way around. Burton doesn't reply, and they stand silently before Burton walks away. Lily's friend asks, who is he? Lily replies, he looks like Colonel Han Burton from the Special Task Force. Hearing this, Seon feels shocked and thinks Lily will never notice him again. He decides to leave and take a shower. In the shower, Seon blushes, remembering Burton. He thinks, I saw his body for the first time. He's so strong. I can't stop imagining. He finishes quickly, but when he tries to open the door, it's stuck. Panicking, he calls for help. Suddenly the door is forced open. It's Burton, still shirtless. Seon freezes, staring at him. Burton asks calmly, are you staying here or going out? Seon nervously slips past him, their bodies close as he exits. Outside he sighs. Finally, I'm safe. Burton walks past again, serious, ignoring him. Lily's friend notices and whispers to Lily, that rookie Burton pulled out of the water. He likes you. I even saw him coming out of the shower just now. Lily is surprised, but Burton overhears and gives them a sharp look, making her friend nervous. Later, Seon sits at the bar, still thinking about Burton and the strange visions he's been having. Colonel Sharon Mitchell joins him, smiling. On missions, you can call me Sharon. She looks elegant in casual clothes. She comforts him. Don't be so nervous. Even though you spend a lot of time with Burton, there's a chance you'll join missions with me too. These days, every Special Force mission includes a technical surgeon. It helps improve practical skills and strengthens ties between research and the armed. And Sharon are sitting together at the bar. Sharon explains that researchers always have to pay a price when they step outside their labs. Seon replies, whatever happens, researchers must face the outside world. Hearing this, Sharon looks at him carefully and says, don't worry, I'll protect you. But Seon turns his face away and continues drinking, trying to avoid her. Sharon notices and asks, why are you avoiding me? Are you afraid I might invite you to spend some unforgettable time together? Listen. Two men nearby continue gossiping. One says, I'll never dare to date her again. If she ever tries to force me again, I'll complain to the military. The other asks, what's her name? The first replies, Chan. Hearing Chan's name, Seon is shocked. He thinks, how could this be true? This man looks like he's just making things up. Chan is one of the 3 goddesses of the Special Force. She would never be interested in someone like him. But the men keep talking, excitedly suggesting, we should give her another chance. Let's invite her out again. They laugh shamelessly. At that moment, Colonel Burton arrives. He grabs one man's head and slams it onto the table. Burton says angrily, you're really annoying. The man, furious, picks up a cup to attack Burton and shouts, who do you think you are? Burton blocks him and kicks him hard, sending him flying. Seon and Sharon watch in shock. Burton then turns his face towards Seon, making him nervous. Burton slowly approaches, grabs Seon's face, and twists his arm painfully. Seon cries out, thinking his shoulder might be dislocated again. He wonders, why always my shoulder? Do they have some grudge against it? Burton glares at the 2 men and warns, if I ever hear you talking about my subordinates without permission again, I won't just twist your arm. I'll twist your head. The men realize who he is and panic. You're Han Burton. We didn't mean to make you angry. Burton leans closer to Seon, twisting his arm harder and says, Do you want me to break your fingers one by one? Or drain the blood from your body? Terrified, Seon shouts, I want to live. Burton finally lets go, calms down, and says, Remember today's lesson. Seon thinks to himself, After all this, are they worried I might lose control with Sharon after drinking? I never imagined something like this could happen. I'm really innocent. The chapter continues with Burton twisting Seon's arm and warning him to remember today's lesson. Chan arrives, shouting, Boss, what are you doing? This isn't the person spreading rumors. Please let him go. Burton looks at her sternly, then finally releases Seon. Maya rushes to support Seon, who is in great pain. Seeing his condition, Maya also looks worried. Burton leaves, muttering, They were talking too much. The two men who had been gossiping about Chan sit silently on the floor, realizing Burton's anger was because of them. After Burton leaves, Chan tells Seon, Hold on a little longer. She suddenly pulls his arm sharply, causing Seon to scream in pain, but she resets his dislocated shoulder. Seon, trembling, holds his shoulder and says, Why does this always happen to me? Either it breaks or gets dislocated. Chan smiles and consoles him. It's okay. A man like you should be able to bear a little pain. Seon checks his shoulder and finds it healed. Chan then teases him. No one has ever kissed our boss and lived. It's a miracle. She makes Seon realize she knows about his kiss with Burton. Chan then confronts the two men who had spread rumors about her. She smashes a bottle, terrifies them, and forces them to admit they lied. One man begs, Please forgive me. I shouldn't have spread rumors about you. Chan replies coldly, Your place is too small and dirty. I can't imagine why I'd ever be interested in you. Returning to Seon, she asks, Do you want me to take you to the medical center? Seon says, No, I think I'll be fine. But your words are terrifying. Chan explains, Don't blame Burton. His mood wasn't good. That's why he treated you like that. Seon protests. So he hurt me just because his mood was bad? Chan warns him, Never expect Burton to protect you like something fragile. It's better if he makes you suffer. That way you'll grow stronger. Seon thinks, It will take me years to truly understand him. He recalls Burton's words about focusing only on meaningful things. Chan then tells him, By the way, tomorrow you and your classmates will be transferred. We'll meet again at Base 14 in 2 days. She pats his shoulder and says, Don't be disappointed. I have a gift for you. She brings out a small box with a sea crab inside. Seon is thrilled. This is amazing. I've only seen it in library data. Chan smiles. We found it on a beach. You said you love the ocean, so this is for you. Seon thanks her warmly. I really love it. Chan folds her arms and says, Don't love me. Love Han Burton. She explains that Burton remembered Seon's love for the ocean and told Mark to give him the crab. Seon thinks, So Burton remembered? One moment he hurts me, the next he makes me feel important. Later, all the students board an aircraft. Burton watches Seon closely from a screen until his superior arrives, forcing him to close the window. The superior, Colonel Raven, realizes Burton's feelings for Seon and warns, If you keep this to yourself, you'll be hurt. He's fragile, and when you lose him, even the virus won't ease the pain. Burton replies, That's my business. If he's fragile, I'll teach him to be strong. The aircraft flies over a forest. Seon admires the sunlight on the trees. How beautiful. Lily laughs. Beautiful things can hide danger. Luckily, I didn't kiss you, or I'd be foolish too. Suddenly, the aircraft shakes violently. Students scream. Lily panics, but Bella reassures her. Don't worry, it's just the wind. Seon looks outside and realizes the speed isn't enough for wind to cause such shaking. Alarms blare. The left wing is damaged. The captain announces, We've been attacked by blockers. Help us. Seon is shocked. Blockers again? Seon looks outside and realizes the speed isn't enough for wind to cause such shaking. Alarms blare. The left wing is damaged. The captain announces, We've been attacked by blockers. Help us. Seon is shocked. Blockers again? Lily cries. Are the captains down? Will we crash? She explains, Blockers don't just attack from outside. They can control minds and damage aircraft. Only someone with a strong mind can resist them. The chapter begins with the aircraft still under attack from the blockers. Because of the situation, Seon has to take control. Captain G tells him, Quickly, child. I can't handle this anymore. Seiyan sits down, puts on the VCR helmet, and connects his thoughts to the aircraft's terminal. Immediately, he stabilizes the plane. The alarms stop, and the aircraft returns to its proper track. The students cheer. We're saved. Lily and Bella look at Seiyan in shock, amazed that he is controlling the aircraft so well. Captain G apologizes. I can't handle it anymore. He then collapses, unconscious. The blockers had attacked him too. Seiyan shouts for him to wake up, but there is no response. With the captain down, alarms start again. The right wing's engine is losing control. Seiyan realizes no other student can replace the captain quickly. He decides, I must switch the aircraft to single-person driving mode. The system warns him. Do you really want to switch? Seiyan confirms. Yes. Controlling the aircraft alone drains his energy. Blood comes from his mouth as he struggles. The plane begins to fall rapidly, almost crashing into the ground. But at the last moment, Seiyan regains control and pulls it back into flying mode. The students are terrified. Lily feels dizzy from the sudden movements and tries not to vomit. Seiyan sighs. Fortunately, we survived. But the blockers continue attacking his mind. He thinks, we're only 20 minutes from Base 2. I must hold on. Base 2 sends a message. Pilot, report the engine ID. Seiyan replies, I'm not the captain. My name is Seiyan. He gives the ID and explains. Blockers attacked. Both systems are overloaded. At Base 2, officers report. Emergency on Line 1. Aircraft 388 from Base 14 is being flown by a single person. Not Captain John or Captain G, but a Central Academy student named Seiyan. The colonel asks, have blockers attacked? Yes, Colonel. Seiyan is operating both systems alone. The colonel doubts. How can a student handle double systems without technical support? They check his brain's terminal access speed, 300 gigabytes. The colonel is shocked. He connects directly to Seiyan. Hello, I'm Colonel Sheng Bin, commander of Base 2. Seiyan, exhausted, says, I can't handle this much longer. Please help. The colonel replies coldly, I'm sorry. I can't provide technical support now. Seiyan gets angry. Are you joking? Blockers are attacking my subconscious. If you don't help, they'll control me. There are 2 captains and 12 students here. Without support, we'll all die. The colonel says, stay calm. If we help, the blockers will discover us. You must reach the base alone. I'm cutting contact so the information stays in your mind. We can use it to track the Daedal organization. The narrator explains. Blockers hack aircraft and attack the pilot's mind. Only strong-minded people can resist. Normal people get trapped in their subconscious, like Captain John and Captain G. Seiyan is still resisting but weakening. He asks, what if I fail? The colonel replies coldly, then you'll crash. Seiyan shouts, is it because we're just students? Our lives don't matter? The colonel answers, I don't care about others, but your brain speed makes you an important resource. Seiyan thinks bitterly, resource? I'm a living person. The colonel explains, the terminal process is whatever you think. Use your thoughts to destroy the blockers. Seiyan protests, nonsense. That's just theory. But then he realizes, maybe I really can destroy them. He changes his thinking, creating a new framework. Warnings appear. Driver is in critical condition. Collapse imminent. Still, Seiyan pushes himself, trying to reach the base. Finally, the aircraft approaches Base 2. The colonel orders, open the doors. The tech team hesitates, then blocks all wireless signals. The aircraft stumbles inside the base. It's not a smooth landing, but they avoid a crash. Inside, it's completely dark. Students panic. What's happening? Did we crash? They gather near the cabin, calling for Seiyan. Lily worries. Seiyan, are you here? No reply. The doors open. A team enters. They rush to the cabin and find Seiyan unconscious. They say, quickly, link his brain. Collect the data to track the blockers. Lily runs forward. What are you doing to him? What happened? The commander turns to her. It's Colonel Sheng. He says, I'm the commander of this base. Welcome. You all worked hard. Dinner has been prepared for you. The students are told to relax, but Lily is still worried about Seiyan. The chapter begins with Seiyan and his friend Kathy talking. Kathy scolds him angrily. You're not taking the test seriously. If you did, you could easily get an A rank. Instead, you just want to leave the academy. How can you think of abandoning Shar? The outside world is dangerous. Zombies could tear you apart instantly. Seiyan looks up at the sky and replies calmly, Kathy, do you know what's above us? I just want to see the real sky. Haven't you ever wondered what the air outside smells like? Or how the cold wind would feel on your face? Before Kathy can answer, an announcement calls certain students to gather in room 145. Seon's name is included. Seon says, "Sorry, I have to go." Kathy stops him. "Did you notice? None of the names called are Class A students." Seon smiles. "That means I might miss next month's assignment." Kathy realizes the situation and storms off angrily. "They're using Class B students as bait. I'll go to General Avil right now." Seon quickly grabs his hand. "Please don't go. I promise, after this mission I'll pass the test and work with you in the lab. Just once. Let me go outside." Kathy pauses, then says, "Fine, but you must return safely." Seon smiles. "I will." Kathy adds, "No matter where you go or what you become, I'll find you." This was a memory from before Seon left. In the present, Seon lies unconscious. At Base 2, officers report, "We've transferred all the data. Thanks to Seon, we now know why Daitel keeps attacking aircraft." Colonel Sheng listens, realizing Seon played a critical role by preserving blocker information in his mind. Later, Colonel Burton arrives at the base. He sits making paper crafts, with Mark and Jan watching. Colonel Sheng joins them, asking for Burton's help. Burton looks at him seriously. "Why do you need help?" Sheng explains, "You've heard of the student who operated double engines alone while blockers attacked his mind. He brought the aircraft back, but now he's trapped. Not by blockers, but by his own subconscious." Mark laughs. "What kind of fool traps himself in his own mind?" Sheng replies, "I told him to preserve the information. He succeeded, but now he's stuck." Burton realizes it's Seon. He stands and asks, "What do you want me to do?" Sheng says, "Enter his subconscious and tell him everything is fine. Bring him back." Burton's expression darkens. "I don't want to enter anyone's subconscious again. It's a dangerous place full of evil thoughts." Sheng insists, "If you don't, who will?" As Sheng prepares to connect himself, Burton stops him. "I'll go." They check Seon's brain speed, 300 billion terabytes. Burton nods. "Faster than you." Burton connects to Seon's subconscious. At first it's dark, then suddenly bright light appears. He feels like he's sinking into a deep ocean. He reaches a beautiful mansion surrounded by green grass. Burton sits down, surprised. "Are you sure this is his subconscious? It's so peaceful." Sheng warns, "Be careful. The calmer a subconscious looks, the more traps it hides." The chapter begins with Seon suddenly seeing Colonel Burton inside his subconscious. At first he is shocked, but slowly calms down. As his emotions stabilize, the atmosphere of his subconscious also changes. The water disappears and green grass appears again. Seon rushes forward and hugs Burton tightly, knocking them both off balance so they fall together. Burton holds him close. After a moment, Seon steadies himself and asks, "Where am I?" Their faces are very close, and they gaze into each other's eyes. Seon almost leans in to kiss Burton, but quickly turns his face away. Burton explains, "We are inside your subconscious." Seon asks about the blockers. Burton gently holds him and explains, "When you entered Base 14, Sheng Bin blocked the wireless connection. That's why the blockers couldn't attack your brain. Right now, your brain isn't letting any outside information in. You and your team are safe inside Base 14. Burton helps Seon stand. Seon asks, "So do we both leave here?" Burton replies, "No, only you must leave." Seon admits, "I don't know how." Burton sighs, "You're very clumsy, rookie. But I'll guide you. You must trust me completely." He takes Seon's hand and says, "If you don't trust me, your brain will reject me." Seon nods. "I understand." Burton pulls him close. "Let's go." Together they rise between two dimensions. Above them is the ocean. Below them the grassy ground. Seon hesitates, nervous. Burton reassures him, "This is your own consciousness. Don't be afraid." He then pushes Seon into the ocean. Seon sinks, watching Burton's calm expression. He thinks, this man never changes. His calmness makes him stronger than others. Soon, Seon emerges from the ocean with Burton beside him. They see a green area, his subconscious core. Burton says, "If you reach here, you can wake up." Seon thanks him. Burton replies, "Next time, take better care of yourself." Then Burton suddenly pulls Seon close and kisses him. This confirms that the visions Seon had before weren't illusions. Burton truly wanted this. Burton whispers, "I'm addicted to you." Seon blushes, unsure if he believes it. Before he can respond, Burton disappears.